Ball International Airport. During his stay in the country, President Museveni will attend the inauguration ceremony of the Unity Park, among other engagements. President Museveni was seen off at Entebbe International Airport by the head of public service and Secretary to Cabinet John Mitala, the Deputy Commander to the Defense Forces Major General Wilson Badi, the Assistant Inspector General of Police Major General Mzee Sabiti, and the Acting Director of Human Rights in Uganda Prisons, David Ahimbisiwe. In more news, the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, has given an update of what transpired during the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. Parliament now awaits the Auditor General's report to account for the expenditure of the event. Rebecca Kadaga also responded to social media questions in regards to the CPC at Parliament. Details follow.
Okay, thanks.
The 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference delegates planted over 1,630 trees as one of the resolutions to manage climate change. The planted trees shall be named after the 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference across the country.
They planted at Gaba, they planted at the Equator, they planted in Kozi University, they planted at Kaguru, they planted at a number of schools, they planted in Jinja. So wherever they planted, we are going to establish to name it the 64 CPC conference forest. So we didn't just talk, something really happened and they left trees in this country.
The Parliament of Uganda, on the other hand, is showing interest in the post-legislative scrutiny that arose during the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference, as well as adopting the agreed resolution.
Because here we scrutinize the bills before they're enacted into law, but their jurisdiction where they actually follow the law to see whether it's being implemented and also propose changes. It's a new area and I found it interesting, and I think that we shall discuss it here and see, do we need to do it or we leave it to operate as we have been doing.
The presence of over 500 delegates played a fundamental role in Uganda's economy, and the Speaker confirms that some delegates are still in the country.
We ensured that there was a market at Speak Resort Munyonyo, and instead of delegates running to the city in between sittings, they went to the market to buy many things, and there are many others. So people actually got money. If you went to the people went on the excursion, they spent money at the Equator, they spent money at the source of the Nile, they spent money in Kaguru. That money remained in Uganda. It did not come to Parliament or to Rebecca Kadaga.
Meanwhile, the vehicles procured by Parliament to necessitate the movement of delegates during the conference are now part of the national stock and will be used for different activities. The Auditor General is expected to come up with a comprehensive report on the overall expenditure of the 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News at Parliament.
Ivan Kahwa for that report. Now, in other news, the soldier who is said to have hoisted the Uganda flag on October 9th, 1962, is suffering a stroke. The 77-year-old retired Major Akorimo Kanuti, now bedridden at his home in Omatenga in Komi district, as his details show us.
The national anthem played, the British flag, the Union Jack, was formally lowered, ending the 68 years of British rule. The Uganda national anthem followed, and the Uganda flag raised, marking the birth of a new nation. It was midnight of October 9th, 1962, when this now retired soldier Major Akorimo Kanuti hoisted the Uganda flag. When still energetic, Major Kanuti recounts the event.
As I was in the army, when I came back from Britain, the Uganda government asked me to participate in hosting the flags.
All this is no more. Retired Major Akorimo Kanuti suffers a stroke. His right hand is lifeless and he can neither walk nor talk. The 77-year-old lives at the house UPDF built in his honor at his home in Omatenga village, Kumi district. A lone photograph in the sitting room is a relic of once energetic Major Akorimo Kanuti. He suffered a stroke early June and his family has to incur expenses for treatment. He needs transport and shillings 400,000 to visit Mbale Hospital every 2 weeks. His wife Florence Agwang takes care of him.
Even
before he fell sick to this level, Papa used never to have any way of getting income to support the family.
Retired Major Akorimo Kanuti is always lifted from the bedroom by family members to meet visitors. He grasps for breath to speak, bows his head more often, and mutters why he has been left alone. His words do not connect.
I'm very annoyed. I'm very annoyed because if I started giving this voice.
His daughter, Carolina Dong, stays at home to assist her father. The medical forms show Kanuti was diagnosed with a stroke.
So now they are taking him every month after 2 weeks to the review in Soroti. They need a transport, but we just can try. Anyway, let me say, this coming 2 weeks, we don't know where we're going to get the transport to taking him back there.
The home, though looks well built, it is bushy and abandoned, as the family shares thick and thin. He needs pampers, fruits, bread, milk.
At least the hand from government, from all the people of Uganda as a nation, people of Teso as his children, and the community around to support the family to take care of him.
But the village vividly remembers the service Akorimo rendered on the day Uganda got independence.
I heard that when the Mzee Major Kanuti Akorimo pulled down the flag, we were happy because the government of these Europeans were thrown.
Abiona Francisco, UBC News in Kumi.
Thank you, Francisco, for that beautiful piece. As in UBC, we endeavor to take you out of the normal scope of news. Now, another news time is gone when people in different denominations could not associate due to different religious beliefs. This is a relief among communities and their leaders, as the State Minister for Defense and Veterans Affairs, Lieutenant Colonel Ramirama, echoed this during his fundraising dinner at Rubingo Church of Uganda, Bugamba Sub-County in Rampara District. Let's take a look.
State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Lieutenant Colonel Ramirama, has held a cordial working relations between management Ankole Church of Uganda and Mbarara Archdiocese. Ramirama was officiating the fundraising drive of Rubingo Church of Uganda, Bugamba Sub-County, Rampara District. He urged the public to avoid issues of discrimination and segregation tendencies basing on religion, tribe, and stature.
We have a contribution from the Catholic Church, and this is the Church of Uganda. And I was giving reference to Archbishop Paulo Wachenga and Bishop Sheldon Mwesuku. They have really lived their godly vows because they have promoted unity among the two denominations. And in any case, we are all Christians.
The Member of Parliament Rampara District, Charles Ngabirano, urged believers to work hard and ensure they have income-generating activities.
Let's build the church, let's build our homes, let's make sure that our homes have enough incomes, let's make sure that our children go to school so that we can look at integral development.
A member of Rubingo Church of Uganda, Richard Owamugisha, urged the public to contribute towards construction of worship places. Mutonyi Helda and Anyine Fred for UBC.
Well, in other news, Uganda National Examination Board has warned this year's Senior 4 candidates against any form of cheating. This was at a media briefing held at the UNEB offices in Ntinda, as this report shows us.
Senior 4 candidates across the country begin the examinations with briefing this Friday. A total of 337,697 candidates are writing this year's Senior 4 UNEB exams. While addressing the media at UNEB offices In Ntinda near Kampala, members of the board urged head teachers to ensure candidates sit the examinations. Physics practical paper will set the ball rolling with fine art paper. In the evening, the number of candidates sitting UCE papers have increased from 336,734 of 2018 to 337,697, with the girls at 169,058.
The head teachers throughout the country are expected to clearly explain to the candidates the rules and regulations regarding the conduct of this examination.
The Executive Secretary UNEB, Dan Nokuracho Dongo, cautioned candidates and parents against fake papers being sold by dishonest and unprofessional teachers.
Fake papers of UCE that are circulating in areas of Kampala and Masaka. But we want to warn that these fake papers will disorient the candidates. Those that believe that the papers they have now are the papers that they will be examined on will be completely disorganized when they enter the examination room to find what they've been wasting time on are very, very far from the exams that they are supposed to answer.
Odong said that UNEB has taken necessary steps to ensure that the examination is conducted smoothly.
We'll be having 474 area supervisors, 3,531 center supervisors, 13,279 chief invigilators and invigilators, and we shall be having slightly over 1,200 scouts.
Police spokesperson Fred Nanga appealed to police commanders across the country to be vigilant during the examination period.
We've informed our territorial commanders to ensure that all schools that are conducting UNEB examinations are patrolled regularly, making patrol routes around all those school and examination centers.
He said the police have also provided investigators who will be stationed around every school.
Where there is a request that requires them to come into the examination center, especially where there are issues of professional misconduct, probably somebody copying the answers openly on the blackboard. Our officers have been guided on how they can enter the examination room and ensure there is no disturbance in the process of picking somebody from there.
The 2019 UC examinations are being conducted under the theme, Integrity and Security in the Management of Examinations is my responsibility. UNEB has also asked spiritual leaders to preach against malpractice. Report by Robert Onyango for UBC.
As primary 7, senior 4 and 6 candidates prepare for their leavers or their promotional exams, Uganda National Examination Board, parents and teachers are ensuring that they leave no stone unturned as far as helping their candidates excel. We'll take a look at this report.
Primary 7 pupils will 1st November start writing their 2019 primary leaving examinations. In preparation for the exams, schools are leaving no stone unturned to ensure their candidates excel. In the new Rampara district, formerly of Mbarara, parents, teachers and all students are preparing candidates so that they perform well in the forthcoming examinations.
This is very good because it encourages our pupils to understand, to get courage and to be more focused. However, as I've mentioned, we should do this much earlier in lower classes, starting with teachers, and this we have agreed that starting with teachers, we shall be having these induction courses, induction workshops, so that our pupils can be brought up properly.
Ngoma Students Association, a group of university and other tertiary institutions, students are moving around schools, morale-boosting candidates in preparation for the examinations. One of the occasions officiated by the area Member of Parliament, Engineer Charles Singabirano, was held at Mwizi Church of Uganda in Kabura Town Council.
They just depend on the material, knowledge given by the teachers. And we find once something is misquoted from the start, this child might not get a chance to get somebody to correct this fella. So the team that we have brought on ground is to assist these pupils make sure that they are given current things that are marked wrong, that are marked right.
The coordinator, Ngoma Students Association, John Kamkama Impikahona, says the exercise is meant to show solidarity with the candidates. Mutonyi Helda and Anyine Fred, UBC.
In other news, the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, has urged Busoga sugarcane farmers to start value addition in order to improve their livelihoods. She was launching the sugarcane juice processing machinery at Chitanyunjwa sub-county in Kamuli district. We take a look.
I found out in the districts we're working in that there's a lot of ignorance at community level. People do not know the laws, people do not know which officers to go to for assistance, and generally we find that people are taking advantage of this to grab people's land. We have found that there are high levels of impunity whereby people know that nothing is going to be done about them. They're taking advantage of people's ignorance.
That the law provided that if anybody has evicted you, anybody has participated in an eviction, illegal eviction, anybody has contributed to it, whether it's from our offices, outside offices, law enforcement institutions, it is important that you report this to the office of the magistrate grade 1. The law has provided for that office to be the one to handle, make sure you are reinstated back on the land, issue an order even for restitution, and also make sure that you are actually put back on your land.
We do beg for your apology. Cases of land grabbing are on the rise. A survey conducted by Transparency Uganda, an NGO that focuses on corruption, findings prove that corruption and bribery in courts of the law have left the poor helpless, while others use the influence of the big offices to attain land. That's the story you've just looked at. However, let's take a quick break and be back with more lunchtime news. Stay tuned.
Reward. Check target. Dial star 162 hash. Get 100% on data and bonus. Win instantly with Mega Masape. Just recharge and hit your target.
Mega Masape from Airtel is back, and everyone, we mean everyone, gets a bonus. All you have to do, check your target, recharge, get 100% bonus on data and minutes. Dial star 162 hash today to know your target.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Kai Huntington, winner of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 2.
Congratulations, Huntington!
I used my winnings to boost my agricultural production and give a chance to the people in my community to work.
So join us this year for the third season of the NSSF Friends with Benefits, as 16 Ugandans share inspirational stories on how they use their NSSF benefits to do life-changing things. So tune in every Sunday with your host, Gaetano, and I, and special new host, Uncle D. It's another incredible display. It's the NSSF Friends with Benefits.
And that's not all. You have the power to vote for your favorite stories to win up to 55 million shillings, just like Huntington. This show is brought to you by
NSSF, a better life.
We're coming to you live from Butekanga in Kamuli district.
In the sub-county where I come from, where my leadership is being practiced, yeah, money is really a big problem that is hindering women to join leadership.
And in case you didn't know, Fasi Fasi is a show intended to make way for women in the leadership sphere. How can we create a space where someone who does not have 20 million shillings but has the ideas can become a leader in our community?
Did you know that the journey to becoming a politician is very costly, especially for women in rural areas like Kamuli, where the main source of income is subsistence farming? Going by numbers, money seems to be a critical factor in joining the political race.
And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's make way and make some noise.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news here at UBC TV, particularly the lunchtime news. Now in business, the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, has urged Busoga sugarcane farmers to start value addition in order to improve their livelihoods. She was launching the sugarcane juice processing machinery at Chitanyunjwa sub-county in Kamuli district. We take a look.
The attention of these residents of Kitayunjwa sub-county in Kamuli district is drawn to an ongoing process of extracting sugarcane juice. It has also attracted the attention of the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga. It is an initiative seeking to right the wrongs surrounding what some people describe as sugarcane politics in Busoga sub-region. There are more interventions to draw people to value addition. Dr. Grace Nambatia is the brain behind the initiative.
So as researchers, we really felt that if Uganda has a big burden of cancer, it's only fair that we really look into this issue and promote this. But then we realized that if you really want people to access this resource, you also need people to be producing it in bulk.
Both the Speaker and Dr. Nambatia believe the initiative is timely.
So for me, I'm looking at solving the issue of incomes for our people. The other one is to do with the environment. They have shown us how to make charcoal briquettes. You know, the trees have gone, including mango trees, fene trees, even cocoa trees are being cut in order to make charcoal. But these briquettes can help us solve the problem if people embrace them. I think even the cutting of trees will come down.
And as for markets, all the products as shown there, our role as an institution also is to create a market as long as the product has healthy attributes.
Residents of this area are now interested in the new sugarcane juice processing machinery, to which they seek government support.
Mpagano support je tuli kwenda okubona nti batufunira obuumu obukola ebintu ebyo ebyokukamula ebikado okufuna juice. Baba tu supporting oketa ku mugendo ogw'obuumu obwo. Bafamaza abandi bali able okusobola okugula obuntu obwo.
This could address issues surrounding sugarcane growing across the country, including Busoga sub-region. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And now on the international scene, 5 people have been killed in Ecuador. Clashes between police and protesters in demonstration against cuts to fuel subsidies. The protests have paralyzed the nation's transportation system and other public services for a week. Let's take a look.
Here in Quito has toughened even more after a night of clashes with the police across the country left even more casualties. And Ecuador's Human Rights Ombudsman's office has confirmed that 5 people have died as a result of the clashes on Wednesday night, including one indigenous leader. And the mood here in the Casa del Pueblo Theatre, where thousands of indigenous people have gathered, is angry and defiant. And the main indigenous federation, CONAE, has said that there will be no negotiation with the government until it repeals the decree which was passed last week, which sparked the worst unrest that Ecuador has seen in at least a decade. That decree caused a spike in fuel prices, which has caused widespread protests across the country. They are also demanding the resignation of the Interior and Defense Minister, and that Ecuador pull out of a deal it has made with the IMF, the financial institution. Meanwhile, some 8 policemen have been detained inside this theatre by the indigenous movement, and the chances of negotiation between the protesters and the government at this stage seems even more remote.
Well, in more foreign news, the 2 foreign-born businessmen with ties to U.S. President Donald Trump's lawyer Rudy Giuliani were arrested on Wednesday night. Lev Panas and Igor Fruman helped Giuliani in his efforts to investigate Joe Biden and his son Hunter. The 2 men were arrested as they were trying to flee the country. They are accused of conspiring to bypass federal laws against foreign interference by funneling foreign money to political candidates. U.S. website BuzzFeed News published a photo showing Panas and Trump in a Facebook post from July. However, Trump says that he doesn't know them. And the president of Uganda's Football Federation for 2 months over resale of tickets for 2014 World Cup. The FIFA ethics judges who is sitting in Zurich found Magogo guilty of corruption despite plea of innocence. FIFA says its ethics judges ratified a plea bargain by Moses Magogo, an elected member of the Confederation of African Football Executive Committee. Magogo has also agreed to pay a 10,000 Swiss francs fine having been found guilty of the act. Magogo allegedly profited from the rule-breaking resales among an allocation of 177 tickets to FIFA throughout where Ugandan funds were supposed to be beneficiaries. A formal complaint in Uganda by Alan Sewanyana, a member of parliament, clarified that the alleged tickets for the games in Brazil were sold by the American and South African agents. This is not the first time cases of mismanagement of funds have raised in FIFA. Earlier on, during the Africa Cup of Nations tournament, Cranes players went on strike over allowances, despite government giving them more than 10 billion shillings to FIFA for preparations. Magogo joined CAF's ruling panel in 2017 when co-opted by its newly elected president, Ahmed of Madagascar. Well, thank you for being a part of this lunchtime bulletin. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold. Stay tuned for more news in our subsequent bulletins. From the team and us, it's good afternoon.